Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela. I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and today I'd like to welcome you back to another stitch a week. Now today I'm showing you how to do the fan stitchlet. I'm sorry, I've put it on a bit of paper because once I put it onto here it gets a little bit lost, so you can't see the stitch work as nicely. But here we go. These might look a little bit complicated, but honestly it is so simple. I nearly did it with my eyes closed, mainly because I can't see in front of the camera. Right, okay, so today you are going to need, of course, your chosen yarn and your corresponding hook. Now for me, I'm using a DK weight yarn today and a 4mm hook. I'm also going to need a pair of scissors and a darning needle when I can be bothered to sew in these ends. Right, so let's get on with the tutorial today. Right, so let's get started with this one. You are just going to need to know how to do a double crochet and how to chain. Right, so first of all we are going to pop a slip knot on our hook, and then we are going to chain in multiples of 7 plus 4. So for the stitch a week, this week you are going to need to chain a total of 32 stitches. So let's get chaining. Right, so once you have the chain length you need, we are now going to hook over and we are going to start onto row number 1. So for this one we are going to be skipping 4 chains, and into the 5th you're going to place a double crochet. Now chain 2, skip 5 chains, and into the 6th one you are going to place 4 double crochets. Chain 2, and then into the next chain we are going to place another double crochet. Chain 2, skip 5, into the 6th, place 4 double crochets, and chain 2, and then into your next chain we're going to place a single 1 double crochet, sorry. Chain 2, and skip 5, into the 6th, place a 4 double crochet, chain 2, into the next chain, place a 1 double crochet and chain 2, and then we're going to skip 5 and into that last stitch we are going to place 4 double crochet. Okay, so that is the end of our setup around row. Okay, so from this point on, this is the stitch pattern you are going to need, which is this next row, and any future rows will all be exactly the same. Okay, so we start off by chaining 4. This counts as a stitch. Turn, and then into the same place your chain came out of, place a double crochet. Now we're going to chain 2, and we are going to skip all the way over this cluster of stitches, skip past this chain, past this single double crochet standing on its own, then into the chain 2 spot that separates our cluster of stitches and that's double crochet standing on its own. We are going to place 4 double crochets, a chain 2, and then 1 double crochet. Okay, so that is our stitch repeat for this section. So it's a chain 2, and then place 4 double crochets, a chain 2, and 1 more double crochet all around the chain that separates the stitches from the row below. So I'll show you that again. Chain 2, skip all of this bit, so skip this first chain 2 spot and into the second chain 2 spot. You will place your 4 double crochets, chain 2, and another double crochet. So in total for each one of these little sets, it's a set of 4 double crochet, a chain 2, and then 1 more double crochet all around that little chain 2 spot that's up there, okay, from the row below. And that is it all the way along this row. So chain 2, skip, and then working into your next chain 2, 4 double crochet, chain 2, and a further double crochet. Chain 2, 1 more double crochet. There we go. Now we're going to chain 2 again. And right, so now we are up to the very last cluster of stitches for this row. And now we are not working around the chain, we are going to work into the 4th chain. Okay, so pick up your loops, and we are going to place in 4 double crochets. And that is the end of this row. So let me show you this row one more time, working up 1 more row with you, and from that point on, then you can just rewind the video back and it will bring you back to the row. Now there will be a link in the description box. It will be a little number that's normally a red. If you click on that, that is our chapter start, and that will take you back to the beginning of this coming row. Right, so let's get on with the pattern. Right, so chain up 4, turn your work, pop in a double crochet in the same place the chain came out of, chain 2, skip this chain 2 and working around the next chain 2, 4 double crochets, a chain 2 and 1 more double crochet. Chain 2, skip to the next chain, 4 double crochets, chain 2 and 1 more double crochet around that same spot. Chain 2, skip over, four double crochets, a chain 2 and 1 more double crochet into the same spot, chain 2, skip to the end, working into that 4th chain, place 4 double crochets, should explain I can't actually see what I'm doing here. Camera is in my line of sight, so I'm having to watch it through my computer screen. It's really awkward because there's a little delay on it as well. There we go. 3 and 1 more for 4. Okay, so that was your repeat row completed. Now all you need to do is, if you are working on a stitch a week, carry on repeating this row that we have just done, and in total, counting this block here, count up, and once you have 10 done, come back to the video and I will show you how to finish off your square. If you are making something else, have fun, and when you've finished getting it to the size you want, if you want a straight edge at the end, pop back to this video. I will see you in a few moments. Right, so chain up 4, turn your work, pop in a double crochet in the same place the chain came out of, chain 2, skip this chain 2 and working around the next chain 2, 4 double crochets, a chain 2 and 1 more double crochet. Chain 2, skip to the next chain, 4 double crochets, chain 2 and 1 more double crochet around that same spot. Chain 2, skip over, 4 double crochets, a chain 2, and 1 more double crochet into the same spot, chain 2, skip to the end, working into that 4th chain, place 4 double crochets, should explain I can't actually see what I'm doing here. Camera is in my line of sight, so I'm having to watch it through my computer screen. It's really awkward because there's a little delay on it as well. There we go. 3 and 1 more for 4. Okay, so that was your repeat row completed. Now all you need to do is, if you are working on a stitch a week, carry on repeating this row that we have just done, and in total, counting this block here, count up, and once you have 10 done, come back to the video and I will show you how to finish off your square. If you are making something else, have fun, and when you've finished getting it to the size you want, if you want a straight edge at the end, pop back to this video. I will see you in a few moments. Okay, so now I did say to you a few moments ago that you would need to do 10 repeats. Now I've laid my new square on top of my C2C standard, which is block number 5 from week 5. Now I've laid mine on top and realised that it was a little bit too short because my tension was slightly different to what it was when I first started, or should I say when I did my first block of this. This is my second. Okay, so I have actually done 11 rows, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so that is 11 rows if you're working on the stitch a week. Alright, so, but at the end of the day, you can change that. So if yours looks neater and nicer with 10, 11, 12, whatever, it's up to you. So you're just making it so that it's square. So now time for our final row. So for this one, we are going to chain 1, turn our work, and place a single crochet into that very first spot. Then we are going to chain 4, and we are going to skip over. It's not chain 4, is it? So now it's time for our final row. This will neaten up our edge. We are going to chain 1, turn our work, and place 1 single crochet into the same place that the chain came out of. Now a chain 5. Right, now we are going to move over to our stitch work, okay, into this top of this first double crochet in the block of 4. Okay, we are going to find it, and we are going to pop a single crochet in, and then we're going to pop a single crochet into the next stitch as well, and then chain 5. Then we are going to skip over to our next cluster of stitches, and again we are going to place a single crochet into the top of the first and second double crochet in our block of 4. And chain 5. Skip over again to our next set of stitches. Single crochet into the top of the first and the second double crochet in the block of 4, chain 5. Okay, and then we're up to our end, so we find the 4th chain up, and we're just going to place a single crochet in there. She says it will go in. There we go. Now chain 2, cut off your yarn, leaving a decent amount for sewing in. Pull up your yarn, that's it, and then scooch down your knot, and this week's square is all done. So I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial today. This one is a super fast, a super quick stitch, as you can see. So have fun creating, and don't forget, send me them photographs so I can show your work off on a future Whips, Bits and Chat. Right, that is it for me for today. I will see you all really soon. So if you can, please stay in and definitely stay safe. Ta-ra for now, everybody.